isn't just a $300 million house, it's a stone insurance policy against the chaos of the 21st century. While everyone else sees gold leaf and marble, we're looking at why the world's richest men are suddenly building like Roman emperors. We are told that the Roman Empire fell in 476 AD. But looking at this $300 million estate, I realize that's a lie. It didn't disappear, it just became private property. Most people will click on a video like this to look at the gold leaf, the pristine marble, or the sheer, staggering scale of modern ambition. But you didn't click for a basic real estate tour. You clicked because, like the emperors of antiquity, you want to see how we solve a specific human problem. How do we build something that outlasts our own mortality? This house isn't just a trophy. It is a $300 million insurance policy against the chaos of our century. But as we go deeper into these halls, you'll see why this ultimate sanctuary might actually be the most expensive prison ever built. The throne room hasn't gone anywhere. It just moved from ancient hills to Silicon Valley and private rocket pads. Welcome inside the new frontier of an ancient empire. Historically, a traditional Roman domus was never built to show off to the street. It was a psychological fortress completely sealed off behind windowless exterior walls. This estate honors that exact blueprint with a massive central atrium modeled directly after the Pantheon. The roof is cut open to let rain fall directly into a marble pool in the floor, exactly how the Romans did it 2,000 years ago. But remember, a roof built to let the heavens in is also a roof that keeps the world out. We'll see why that's a dangerous trade-off in the master suite. This isn't just about recreating history, it's about thinking exactly like the men who ruled the world. It's the same obsession with legacy we see in the top 10 billionaires of our century. When Elon Musk speaks of conquering Mars, or Jeff Bezos designs a 10,000-year clock buried deep inside a mountain, they aren't just funding engineering projects. They are building modern aqueducts to sovereign will. Elon Musk is, in every psychological sense, a modern Roman emperor, but because every inch of earth has already been claimed and bordered, he has no physical country left to govern here. So, like a Caesar looking at an unconquered frontier, he isn't just building rockets, he is trying to annex the red planet. Mars is his goal. It is his attempt to extend the reach of his personal empire beyond the limits of human history. Elon isn't going to Mars for the science. He's going because Earth is too small for a Roman ego. It is a frontier where he can write the laws. Just as Augustus wrote the laws of the Mediterranean. Like Augustus Caesar, who bragged that he found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble. Today's tech titans look at the chaotic wilderness of humanity and resolve to bend it to their architecture. In a modern world where our lives, our currency, and our relationships have become digital and weightless, the architects of this estate have made a deliberate U-turn toward gravity. True luxury in the modern age isn't the presence of technology. It is the expensive luxury of weight. But why go through the effort of building with this much gravity? To find the answer, we have to look at the cold math behind the men who build these places. But to understand why someone would build a roof that mimics the Pantheon, you have to understand the math of the person paying for it. We look at today's modern titans as financial gods. We watched Elon Musk recently shatter history to become the world's very first trillionaire. His wealth pushed into the stratosphere by rocket engines and satellite constellations. $1 trillion is a number so vast it exceeds the annual economic output of most nations on Earth. Yet, by ancient Roman standards, even Elon Musk is poor. When Augustus Caesar consolidated the Roman world, His personal wealth was estimated to be equivalent to roughly 25% of the entire global economic output, a relative modern valuation closer to $4.6 trillion. Think about that. We're talking about a level of power that makes $1 trillion look like pocket change. But forget the math for a second. Look at this. Step across this threshold into the Grand Gallery, where hand-carved solid limestone blocks line the hallways, stretching 20 feet up toward recessed, shadow-lit ceilings. There are no exposed wires, no visible smart screens, and no flashing lights, just the absolute, silent permanence of raw stone that costs more per square foot than an average suburban home. Elon Musk may command the cutting-edge algorithms of our digital architecture, but Augustus literally held the entire kingdom of Egypt as his personal private estate. Pause for a second. That's not a business empire, that's just owning a country. Today's elite own the platforms where humanity trades its attention. The emperors owned the dirt, the grain, the private armies, and the literal sky. And that brings us back to these walls. Because when you own the sky, the only thing left to conquer is time itself. That's why this house isn't built of glass and steel, it's built of stone. Just as Augustus Caesar realized he didn't need to wear a crown as long as he controlled the grain and the Senate. Today's tech titans realize they don't need a throne as long as they control the infrastructure of human thought. But the real power isn't in the bank account. It's in the influence. Augustus Caesar didn't just own Rome. He owned the people who ran it. Today, we see history repeating. When a single man can decide the fate of a nation's communication or the future of its space travel, the line between CEO and Caesar disappears. They are both trying to solve the same problem: how to control a world that is fundamentally chaotic. But here is the secret even the emperors didn't want you to know. The more you try to conquer the world outside, whether it's the Roman Senate or the Red Planet, the more you realize you are losing the war for the world inside. This $300 million house isn't a victory over the world. It's a failed attempt to conquer the owner's own mind. But as we'll see when we look at the security layout of this estate, that much power comes with a price tag that doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. But both face the exact same terrifying ghost. Damnatio memoriae, the Roman punishment of total erasure. The ancient Senate would chisel a failed emperor's face off the stone walls to wipe him from time. Today, a billionaire's life work can be buried by a single algorithm update, a shifted narrative, or a generation that decides to forget them. These heavy stone walls aren't just an aesthetic choice. They are a desperate, physical anchor against an unstable digital future that wants to erase them. It's a completely different order of magnitude entirely. But here's the irony. All that money couldn't solve the one problem that keeps these billionaires up at night. Across 2 millennia, the psychological behavior remains perfectly identical. The frantic conversion of insane amounts of money into permanent, unyielding monuments, taking digital billions and turning them into heavy stone that can't be deleted. They are both trying to buy a seat at the table of the immortals. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his diary that time is a river, a fierce torrent of things that come into being and are hurried past. He understood that the gold on an emperor's bed cannot slow down a racing pulse. Inside this shadow-drenched library, the underlying tension becomes obvious. This isn't interior design, this is a modern reincarnation of Emperor Hadrian's maritime theatre, the famous villa within a villa at Tivoli where the ruler built a private island surrounded by a moat just to separate himself from his own empire. We see this same hyper-isolation today in the quiet obsession with seesting, self-sustaining luxury bunkers, and walled-off Hawaiian compounds. When Mark Zuckerberg acquires hundreds of acres of isolated Hawaiian estate, walled off from the surrounding community. He is answering the exact same psychological impulse that haunted Hadrian. But look closer at the tragedy hidden within this architecture. When you build a fortress of this scale, you don't actually occupy it, you become its custodian. You have to hire an army of security guards just to watch your doors, a legion of staff to maintain the marble, and tech teams to secure the servers. True sovereignty means being free to move unnoticed. But a $300 million house demands your constant custody. In trying to build a sanctuary to escape the world, they inadvertently build the most expensive prison on Earth. Human history has evolved for millennia. But the human psyche hasn't. We have fundamentally altered our comfort levels. Yet our internal landscape carries the exact same ancient fears. When you reach this level of capability, you are no longer trying to impress your neighbors. You are looking at history itself and saying, "Me too." Let's stop looking at the house for a moment and look directly into the reflection of this silver-framed master mirror. If you are still watching this, it is because the writing feels like it already belonged to you. It reflects your own lived understanding of ambition, contradiction, and inner chaos. We all want to build an empire, to organize our world so perfectly that nothing can hurt us. We watch the contemporary emperors of commerce conquer markets, launch constellations of satellites into the night sky, and acquire vast digital territories. Yet a profound realization hits the heart before the mind. No amount of marble can quiet a restless brain. You can buy the Roman Empire's architecture. You can command the algorithms of the modern world. But you cannot buy the Stoics' peace of mind. The ultimate luxury isn't owning the estate. It is the ability to sit inside a $300 million room, completely alone, and lack the urgent need to possess it. We leave this space exactly the same way we entered it, as quiet observers of a beautiful illusion. The estate will stand here, heavy and silent, long after the algorithms change, the screens go dark, and our names are forgotten by time. The modern emperors will leave their tech empires and luxury fortresses behind, just as Nero and Diocletian left theirs to turn to dust. History left us two clear blueprints of this success. Emperor Nero built the Golden House, a palace so massive it shocked Rome, yet the moment he died, his successors tore it down and built the Colosseum over his memory. Meanwhile, Marcus Aurelius wrote his philosophy in a muddy tent on the brutal German frontier. He built no great monuments of stone. Yet today, Nero's palace is dust, while Aurelius's thoughts still guide the minds of the very billionaires trying to buy this real estate. Because despite all our progress since 476 AD, we have only upgraded our screens, not our souls. At the end of the day, whether you are Augustus Caesar ruling the Mediterranean, Elon Musk conquering the stars, an ancient caveman staring into the dark, or the viewer watching this screen right now, what we are all desperately trying to conquer is the exact same thing. Our own ancient mind. We are still just frightened mortals trying to outbuild our expiration date. It forces us to confront one final, urgent question before the bronze locks click into place. Are you building an empire that the world can see? Or are you building one inside yourself? Because the clock is ticking, and history is watching.